Morning, everybody. Joseph Durham, Certified Bob Ross Instructor. I wanted to share with you folks this morning another short video. This is going to be more of a product review than it is anything else. And the reason for this, I wish someone had shared this information with me when I started. I am not in any way, shape, form, or fashion affiliated with the two companies over the products that I'm going to be using or displaying for you guys this morning. But I feel that it would be a disservice if somebody didn't reach out and tell you. This is what is called, as many of you know, as a tube wringer. A lot of people will use it for toothpaste and things of that nature, lotions. It's used for all sorts of different products. Let's see here. Creams, epoxies, glues, cements, caulking compounds, acrylics, sealants, adhesives. So anything like that. Anything that comes in a tube, basically. And all that you do is you stick this tube down through here, squeeze the ends together, and you crank on this. And it will bring everything that's down here in the bottom up towards the top, make it more easy and accessible for us to use it. Now, these are a handful of my Bob Ross oil paints here. So obviously when we purchase our tubes of paint, they look good and full and they're just like this, right? And this is a tube of Prussian blue. I think this is, I think I've used a little bit of paint out of this. But eventually, they end up looking like this. Now, when I purchased this about a year and a half ago, this was made of aluminum. This was about $8, $8 to $10. I can't really remember. And I thought, this thing's really going to last forever. So, all that you do is you take your tube. Here's a tube of titanium white. I've already done it. You stick it in between here, squeeze, and then you just crank on this. And this will just squeeze every ounce of paint clear to the top. Okay? This is not the best. I will just tell you up front. You know that saying, you get what you pay for? Well, the other day I had the opportunity to use another type of tube wringer. This tube wringer is made by Gill Mechanical Company out in Oregon. It is plastic, nylon, and I want to tell you something. This right here, this thing is amazing. The other one over here, the aluminum one, is very difficult to hold on to. And I kept finding over and over and over the same problem each and every tube. It was tearing up my tubes. This thing, it was putting huge nicks and gouges into my tubes of paint. This is a tube of dark sienna, and I'll be very happy when this tube is gone, because it's, after using that tube wringer, it has just cut the devil out of all of my tubes. There was no beating the devil out of this. This was cutting the devil out of my tubes of paint. And so I've had to tape it, and I've put some plastic wrap around it and taped it again, and it's just an absolute mess because the tube wringer has literally just torn this all up. Well, this other one by Tube Wringer, this thing is amazing. Okay, you can use up to 2 7/8 diameter tube in this, and it works the same exact way. There's no secret to this. It's easier on your hands and everything, guys. So you just put this in between here like this, hold down, and you just squeeze. Okay, now how easy does this work? Well, here's a tube of mountain mixture that I have not done yet, but we'll go ahead and do it. In fact, I've got another tube here of Indian yellow that I'm going to do it with. So my tube's in there, and there is a difference of night and day between this tube wringer and the other one. Look, and all of that paint is now right up here. Let's try this Indian yellow, just for funsies. There it is. No rips, no tears, no leaks, no nothing. There's a tube of Prussian blue that I had used. It ended up cutting the edges. This was used with the other tube ringer, actually. But man, oh man. The Bob Ross Company sells these. Go to bobross.com, type in the word tube ringer. They're a little more expensive than the aluminum ones, but I'm not going to lie to you. They're well worth the money. In fact, I'm going to end up buying me a few more of these just to have on hand. I don't foresee this breaking anytime soon, but if it does, that's all right. I'll still go right back to this thing. This is just absolutely wonderful. So if you do a lot of oil painting, and these can be used with the smaller tubes as well, folks. Don't think you have to have these really big tubes in order to make this work. You don't. I don't have any of the smaller tubes on hand right now, or I would show you. But stick these in here, give it a good squeeze, and turn the crank on it, and watch all of that paint that you think that you've gotten out go right up to the top. And there's probably, I'd say there's enough titanium white left in this tube that we can probably put some snow on a mountain. Maybe we'll do that later today. Who knows? But anyway, I'll leave a link in the description where it is that you can get this. Again, I am not affiliated with either of these companies, not with the tube ringer or this other one over here. I just think it would be a great product for you guys to have. So you get a chance, check it out. Okay? Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful day. Take care. God bless.